Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Mace, and we have another video. This is from Steve Hughes. He's an Australian comedian and I think a musician as well. This one's titled, I Was Offended. This is an interesting topic. Always, perpetually, and forever, it'll be an interesting topic, right? What should we be offended about? Should people become offended? Because there is topics and there is things and there is moments and phrases and actions, or I should say, intent by people to be offensive. Maybe offensive isn't the right word. Like, you can really talk yourself in circles around this thing, and a lot of the nitty gritty, right? The devil's in the details, but a lot of the nitty gritty about this stuff comes down to semantics, and it comes down to intent, and it comes down to what people are doing and saying. Sometimes I'll say, "Oh, nothing can offend me. I'm not offended by anything," which in my mind is true. But does that come from somewhat of a place of privilege? Oh no, he said privilege. Oh my God, he said privilege. You're a left-wing communist. Like, does that come from a little bit of a place of privilege? If I was, say, in Canada, we have a pretty dark history with the Indigenous peoples, and they were treated really, really poorly, right? So if I was an Indigenous person and somebody said with the intention of being a total arse, saying something offensive about my culture or people or things that happened, and willingly and knowingly saying it in an offensive way, sure, I'd probably be offended, or at least I'd be angry. I don't even know if offended is the right word. A lot of the culture war stuff, though, is absolutely ridiculous and crazy. And at the end of the day, you can be offended all you want, as long as you don't want to insult people or, put people in jail, as long as you don't get your little totalitarian, authoritarian tinglies tingling in your little bird brain, then everything's fine, right? We just don't want little, miniature totalitarians running around telling people what they can and can't say, especially when it comes to comedy, of all things, right? Especially when it comes to comedy. When people are arguing about politics and all of those different things like that, it's a little different arena. It's a different arena, right? But even there, I would say you can become offended all you want, but don't physically attack anybody and don't try to censor anybody. And we're good. We're good. At the end of the day, we're good. You can be mad, angry, offended all you want. But freedom of expression, freedom of speech, whatever you want to call it, it should be respected and, very carefully handled. Because as soon as we start losing that, Overton's window starts closing, and, ignorance becomes our strength, and freedom becomes slavery, and war becomes peace. All right, let's check out the bit. I have seen some comments from some Aussies about the current political sphere in Down Under, but let's check this out, man. I was offended. Steve Hughes. Did we ever stop and think about how bizarre even just the phrase is? Political correctness? Like, these things that you're saying need to be the politically correct way, and the only way is the correct way, and we say what's correct. So if you don't say it how we want you to say it, there might be consequences. That was great, man. I really like the bit where he says, like, so what? Be offended. Nothing happens, right? Like, be offended. But words are just words. They are air. They come and go, right? I don't know. Ah, it's a crazy, crazy world, and we're all going insane. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? All right. It's always fun taking a gander at this type of thing. I don't know what I was talking about at the beginning, but I was trying to articulate ideas which make sense in my brain compartments and my brain departments. But sometimes those certain departments and compartments, they don't exactly get the mailroom working right to, get those messages sent in a particularly productful manner of speeching things. That was spectaculational. Absolutely spectaculational. Well, the grass isn't always cleaner on the other side, is it? All right.